owner, and I converted it from panel van along with the help of my uncle and some professionals who did the gas, electrics and water systems. The paintwork is in really good condition, it's just had a respray. It's done 102,000 miles. So moving inside, the first thing to talk about is probably the kitchen. So the kitchen has got 2 burners. It's got looking tap, so the water runs. There's a freshwater and a wastewater tank underneath the van, and you can very easily fill up the fresh water whenever you want. I think they carry about 50 litres. Up here we've got my lovely spice rack. Everything that you see can stay in the van if you'd like it to. Got these lovely glass jars that fit really nicely, and then another nice feature is just that this spice rack is magnetic, so they just come on and off really easily. Down here we've got a nice bit of storage, so it's my curtain and some nicely fitting boxes, and space for a kettle down the bottom there and any other bits and pieces you might like. And moving over here you've got the drawers, sorry for the shadows, just fairly basic drawers. And down here you've got a Wago Dometic fridge, which is great. You can actually fit a surprising amount in this fridge. There is a freezer compartment up the top, where you can also make ice cubes if you want to. So the double gas hob here is fed by a large LPG tank that's actually situated underneath the chassis of the van. So that was fitted professionally up north by Autogas 2000, and it will cost you somewhere between £10 and £15 to fill the whole thing up, and it will probably last you a good 6 months to a year, to be honest. It's incredibly cheap to run all your cooking off a tiny little hob like this. As you come into the van, you can see just there you've got a nice shoe store, and there's a nice little space in there where I tend to keep my drinking water bottle and dustpan and brush, etc. There's a lot of storage under here. So these are IKEA Kallax baskets. They just pull out like that. Plenty of storage for clothes. And then under here, a nice cupboard space, which is handy. It's actually really nice size for laptops. And oh well, I suppose I could give this away now. There is a secret storage compartment under there as well, so you can lift up the bottom of that, and I use to keep passports, valuables, etc. under there. I've also installed a wood burner. This is a very small wood burner from a guy called Dave at Glastonbury Burners, but it keeps this van so lovely and toasty warm. Even in the winter time it gets really nice and snug in here, and it's standing on a nice slate footing down there. And over here you've got the main living space. So this is currently in a sofa formation, and here you've got a lovely table. This is actually a marine table, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to demonstrate it, but this top can swivel in any dimension on its pivot and then be fixed there. And in addition, the top strut can also swivel and be fixed in any position, and you can drive with the table up like that. It will stay steady, it doesn't rattle. It was designed for boats, so it's ideal for the van. So here I've put the bed down in the sleeping position. It's a very straightforward, just a hinge in the middle of the bed, so you just pull it forward and down. It's a standard double width and about 180 centimetres long. The mattress I bought custom made from a guy in Cornwall. It's sheep's wool because I wanted as many natural materials as possible in the van, so it's super comfy actually. I mean, it's a firmer bed than soft, you know, it's on the firm side, but I absolutely love sleeping in it. I have a great night's sleep every time I'm in here. Here I've just taken off the top panel to reveal the electrics. So the electrics were installed by a guy called Andrew Lovelace, who lives over in Lincolnshire. I drove over there and stayed with him for a couple of days whilst he installed it all. We've got a 100 amp hour battery in there, so it holds a huge amount of juice. It's a lithium battery. We've got 2 solar panels designed to be on houses that are on the roof of the van. I'll put a picture of those in in the main advert. So yeah, there's a lot of power in this battery, and it powers the fridge, it powers that ceiling fan up there, which is brilliant for taking the fumes out of the van if you're cooking, and it also powers, I don't know if you can see, but there's some spotlights on the ceiling and also some really snazzy fairy lights that have gone around the back of the van as well. Also forgot to mention that you also here have a 240 volt outlet, so you can charge your laptop, your phone, anything you want. This switch here just turns the water pump on or off. I tend to turn it off when I'm driving. It's not essential because the water pump is a really high quality one, but just nice to do that to keep your parts working for a long time. This little control here tells you how your voltage on your battery is doing. So I've got 13.5 volts, infinite hours of power at the moment because the sun is shining, and yeah, 100% of battery, and I'm not drawing anything or very little power at the moment. So that's just a handy tool to let you know how your battery's doing. So one of the other features I love about this van is that you can actually flip the bed and make it face outwards, out the rear doors, out into the distance. It's just two simple wooden struts that you prop it up with at the back. And as we're here, might as well talk about the garage. So I designed this kind of around the wood burner. So these two pockets, one over there currently has camping chairs in it, but they're really great for keeping your wood blocks in. And this is my kindling store. In those bags I've just got electrical wires. If you're wanting to hook up somewhere, you can hook up bits and pieces. And this pièce de résistance is my toileting solution. Yeah, there it is. So I will put my hands up and say I've never actually used this. This was bought for emergencies, and when I was building the van I thought, do I really want a smelly chemical toilet? And I thought no. Do I really want a composting toilet? Thought long and hard about that one and came up with a no, because actually there are toilets around most places. So this is for emergencies. You sling a biodegradable bag underneath the thing, underneath the pan, do your business, tie it up, and then dispose of it in an appropriate place afterwards. So there is no other toilet in the van. This was my happy medium compromise. So it's worth mentioning a few more of the design features I included in the van, because I designed it to be an off-grid permanent living van situation. So for example, that hole that I've cut in the bulkhead was basically because I wanted to be able to access the cab from the rear. If there was ever some sort of emergency and I was in the rear and I wanted to just get into the front seat and drive, for example, just wanted that ability. And equally, it's actually really nice to have a window out the front, so you get a view from the front, out the side window, and then also there are barn door windows in both the doors behind me, so there's quite a lot of views possible. And also I didn't want to sacrifice the whole bulkhead because I wanted the van to be really well insulated. So and that it is. So there's either 25 or 50 mil Celotex in the bulkhead, in all of the walls, in the ceiling, in the floor, and any gaps are plugged with sheep's wool. So that's the tour of the van. Just a little bit about why I'm selling it. I built it in 2018 to live in full time, and then just before I finished building it I got pregnant. So my grand plans of living in Portugal and roaming around being really adventurous turned into a slightly different type of adventure. So my partner and I and our now 18-month-old have made it work as a family van for the last 18 months, but in reality it's not really suiting our needs because it was designed for me to live in full-time off-grid. So with a heavy heart I sadly think it's time to say goodbye to the van. So I really hope that if you would like to be the next owner, that you love it as much as I love it, and I'm sure you will. And I'm always happy just to answer any questions or like walk you through quirks as all these vans have. So yeah, look forward to hearing from you.